Hey, how's it going, boys? What is up? Sora's back once again for yet another character impressions. This time we are actually doing it offline. Yes, I think this is probably like the only one. I don't even remember if I actually did this before, but like probably this is the one of the first few ones, or actually the only one, along with the other character that you probably see come online at the exact same time or some shit on my YouTube channel. So it's one of the few ones that I'm actually doing it off stream. Usually I tend to do it on stream, but here we are actually doing it off stream because I actually did it after I ended the stream. Not too long after that, because I've already been doing for like an 8 or almost 9, I think 8+ hours stream. I was fucking exhausted from that one, so yeah, we're doing it off stream. Just decided to like take a chill, lay back a little bit, then come back online once again to do this impressions, because there's 2 new characters. Alright, let's just go right into it. So to this specific character is very interesting because she's a brand new character. We have never seen this character before. It's not some collab from another one. I think well, from what I like to gather is that she's a new character that was introduced in the GBF universe. She looks pretty cool. I've never heard her voice before. Probably I did, but I just don't remember the name. She looks pretty cool. She's like a graffiti artist or some shit from what I can see so far. So her name is Illnott. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Illnott. She is a fire-based character. She has 1200 HP. She has 10,000 attack stat, and she's an attack style character. She's a gun user, and of course she is human. Her Ogi is called Killed the City. Massive fire damage to a foe. One piece to Illnott. Additional effect based on dope type. What the fuck is dope type? When at 3, all additional effects activate. Consumes all pieces. Alright. First skill is Burner Bomb. Fire damage to all foes. Boost to caster's attack. Stackable. 20% boost to charge bar. Okay, so that can be dispelled, sure. Damn, that's a very cool looking icon design, not gonna lie. I mean, it kind of fits her, right? Because she's supposed to be like a graffiti artist or some shit, by the looks of it. Second skill is called the Gift Shop. Delay effect to a foe. Remove 1 buff, so it delays and dispels. Okay. Third skill is called Illnott. Restores fire's allies HP. Removes all debuffs. 100% boost to charge bar. Huh. Okay, a little bit weird because for some reason my mic was really loud at that time or some shit. But yeah, anyway. So this thing has a 10 turns cooldown from what I've noticed. It has a 10 turn cooldown. This thing goes down to 1 turn after you level her or some shit. So this goes down to 5 turns. This goes down to 6 turns. Kinda cool, I guess. Her passive is King of the Night. Doped to Illnott based on skills used by main allies. Gains 1 buff based on dope type. Gravity Graffiti. When a foe uses a special attack, activate Burner Bomb. 1 piece to Illnott. Max 3 stacks. Okay, her fucking passive looks fucking confusing as fuck. So basically, once she has all 3 pieces, you'll activate all these. You'll automatically activate this. You'll end the cooldown of this. And also heals all allies and gain 1000 damage shield to all allies. Which is honestly not bad. Getting 3 is not that hard by the looks of it. I mean, she can gain 1 by Ogiing, and you can technically just mash Ogi from what I can see. And she also allows herself to actually gain meter from what I can see, because she can technically just do this to herself as well and gain 100% charge bar. But only sad thing about that is that this thing is actually 10 turns cooldown. Thing is that whenever a main ally uses a skill, she gains a dope type, which you can only have 1 buff at a time. So whenever any of your allies use another buff, like another colored buff, she will gain another dope type. And this has different effects as well, which is she has a very interesting mechanic from what I can see. So if you use a red border skill, the dope type will be a damage type again. She will get 20% attack up which is apparently a unique modifier, and she also gets a 30% Ogi damage up. And if you use a blue border type skill, she will get a 10% bonus fire damage effect. I think that is Echo. That's a 10% Echo, and she gets multi-attack rate up. For the green one, if you use a green border skill, she will restore HP at the end of turn, which is capped at 500 HP, and she also gains 10% charge bar if she's at full HP. So basically, like the whole refresh thing. I think that's how the refresh works. So it only works when you're at full HP. So if you use a yellow, here it says here, if you use a yellow bordered skill, she will gain any of these randomly. So it's either red, blue, or green on random. It's kind of hard to actually control her in a way. If you really want to like have any form of shit going on. She's a very interesting character. She's honestly a very interesting character. But from what I can see, her red buff, the red dope, is actually really strong because it gains you 20% attack up, which is like a massive attack up when it comes to like raw damage and shit. But this is only for like, say when you don't have enough damage in your party or whatever, right? So I think most of the time people will probably go for the blue one because it gives you like, I think that's definitely Echo, right? It gives you Echo and multi-attack rate up. And yeah, I think just Echo by itself just adds a whole lot more in most cases. And a lot of people will definitely go for that instead, which is very obvious. And then the other thing is that when she gets all of the pieces, she consumes all of it and she Ogies and she gets all these extra bonuses, which is kind of cool. Which is honestly kind of cool. I'm also a little bit thankful that I did this a little bit later, because if I didn't do this later, I wouldn't know any of this shit. But anyway, without further ado, let's go into the EMP and let's check out her EMP real quick. So her EMP is surprisingly pretty good. Yeah, that actually looks surprisingly really good. She has charge bar speed up. She has Ogi cap, she has skill cap, she has 2 crits, 2 Ogi damage. Damn, that actually looks pretty damn good, man. Holy shit. That's actually a really good EMP. She can get a lot of raw damage just based on her EMP, because you can get a lot of stats just by giving her like whatever ring. You can also do this, you can get this, you can get... Obviously this tree is a must, right? This tree is a must, 100%. Prefer... in my opinion, probably for her, I definitely want to max out this 2 crit for sure. Get all this maxed out, so that's a total of 5. The remaining 3 points, I probably would definitely put it on Ogi damage. I don't think I'll even bother with her attack node at all, because you can technically do that with the help of Awakening. You can also just get like free 1000 stats if you already have like maybe like 1500 or 2100 attack ring stat or some shit. If you get like from a standard ring, if you already manage to roll that high on her, that's pretty good already, right? So you don't really need all this too much. Getting like her raw damage on Ogi, getting crit chances up, especially if you're using AES, is gonna help you a whole lot more. It just helps so much more. Plus, she can boost up her meter gain. She can Ogi way much more, which is very important to her skill set. Allows you to keep Oging, which allows her to get her pieces up really quickly. And you get extra free nukes, you get extra Ogi damage cap as well. It just helps all together. Plus, not to mention, like, she does a lot of things, right? Whenever you Ogi, especially when you get all 3 pieces, you can get like an extra free nuke. You can also gain charge bar gain, and also you can literally end the cooldown on this. So it just allows you to you can basically stack, if you do it properly. If you need like multiple dispels or delay or whatever, you can actually stack it up properly. So you don't really have to just press it right off the bat. You can just combo it with 2 at a time. So you just press 1, you Ogi with 3 pieces or whatever shit, you can press it again, so you can kind of like stack it again. And then you can also get a very nice heal to your party. It also gives 1000 damage to your 1000 damage shield to your whole party, which is kind of neat. It seems relatively low. It's kind of like not that great, but honestly, it's honestly not too bad. She's kind of like, I mean, she's a what's that? A supplicable character either ways. For a supplicable character with this kind of mechanic is pretty damn cool. And not to mention, she doesn't have like something that makes her so overly like OP and shit, you know? She's not that weak, she's not that super strong either, so it's honestly not too bad. Her weapon is Mystic Spray Gun. Like, what is this? Random buff to all allies. It's a gun, okay. You can full movement break it. It gives you big boost to attack, small boost to CA damage, and boost to... Wow, Ogi damage cap, huh? Excelsior. It's not sentence, but it's... Huh! Not bad of a weapon. Plus, it gives you big attack as well. Well, if you manage to full movement break it, this weapon is pretty good, I guess. It helps you in your OTK, I guess. It's alright. It's not too bad. It's not as good as like the likes of Shiva Bow, but hey, it's a supplicable one, right? So it definitely helps. It's pretty cool. So the other thing I noticed is that her burner bomb caps around like what, only like 300 to 400k. So her nuke is actually relatively low. But the thing is that you can technically somewhat spam this relatively easily. But I feel like at the same time, it's not really like a big huge deal. I feel like the main thing you're actually getting off this is just really getting the charge bar thingy, because it just helps you, or more like helps herself, to be able to Ogi a whole lot more. And that's kind of like what she really needs, honestly, because she's just more like, from what I can see, she's just really catered to you just getting a lot of meter, just mash Ogi over and over again. That's kind of like her strat. And she has a very she has a small other utility which allows you to delay, dispel, do a little bit of heal, get extra meter, clear debuffs, and shit like that. It's not too bad, actually. It's really not too bad. And plus, she also gets like a very dank new mechanic where she only gets one kind of buff, where based on whatever your allies have already used, because they only used that one. Because previously we always get this kind of mechanic where it just stacks up the amount, then you automatically nukes and some shit like that, right? We don't really like, okay, it's just focused on just one skill, you get just one buff. So it's like you make use of whatever that is currently that is happening on that single button, that just one button press, right? It's kind of cool though. She's honestly not that super strong because her numbers isn't really like crazy amazing from what I can see. Plus, not to mention, like, her heal is only like, this heal is actually 5000 for a skill that has a 10 turns cooldown. Is not really that big of a deal. But I mean, for what it provides for 10 turns cooldown, it's honestly not too bad though, because it removes all debuffs, so you clear everything. So you heal 5000, you clear everything, you get 100% meter. Honestly, not too bad, because you have to keep in mind, this is not ignition. So for it's kind of cool in a way, is because that a lot of times where there are some people or some characters, like for example like Colossus or whatever shit in fire, right, that has 200 meter. If you have assault time and she used this on him, that dude gets extra 100 meter. It's not like an extra 100 meter like staying at just 100 meter, because ignition usually just gives you full charge bar, which is usually only at 100 meter. So what this essentially does is gives you extra 100 meter on top of what you have, so it doesn't limit to only 100 meters. So this is really good for characters that has 200% meter. So it's actually not too bad for a 10 turn cooldown skill. For what it actually provides, is actually not too bad. I can definitely see her working out in certain setups though, but she definitely works much better if you're in a setup that is very focused on Ogis, because it just allows her to get a lot of pieces relatively quick. Also allows you to just do lots of extra free nukes, you know, get the shield up, you know, you also end the cooldown that allows you to do dispel, delay, blah blah blah, all that good shit. And if you ask me, right, this kind of skill set looks relatively neat for the likes of her. She actually looks pretty damn nice for the likes of her. Because, not to mention, you have to remember she has this passive where whenever Foe uses a special attack, it activates her S1, which gains her meter, by the way. Gives her attack stackable up, which is up to 50%. It's unfortunate it gets dispelled, but Fa only dispels once in the entire time, which is at the when you trigger 7 trumpets. That's the only time it dispels you, or when he has the labor up. That's the only time it dispels you. Other than that, it's not too bad. Plus, if you really want to have extra attack on her and you don't really care about this thing too much, just get her, just use a raid skill on another ally or whatever, and just have her to just get like that extra 20% unique attack up, right? So that's pretty dope. So like these skills are actually relatively good for Fa, because Fa relatively emphasizes a lot on having delay, dispel. If you have clear on yourself, it kind of helps as well, but honestly it doesn't really matter too much. The other thing is that the reason why I say she's good for Fa is because of this, and Fa just activates a lot of special attacks over and over again, so it's very, very insane that she'll just gain a lot of pieces super quick, and then she'll just activate all of this, and it just allows you to consistently mash this, and also you just get free heals. You also get a shield, gives you a little bit extra sustain, so it's pretty good. And plus she already has a relatively high raw attack stat too, so it makes her damage relatively not too bad. She may have a little bit of a problem in HP, but honestly I think you can kind of bump that up a little bit just by having, if you're using like AES, she already has like a crazy amount of like raw HP anyway, because AES has crazy amount of HP in that weapon anyway. So yeah, at the end of the day, I would still consider her under situational. She could be very heavily situational though, because from what I can see, it's just really catered to just as long as you have, if you just have like crazy amount of Ogi, like if you're an Ogi centric team, she's really good. And then if you're also in a raid where the boss just uses a lot of special attacks or Ogis or whatever, it triggers a lot, it's also going to be beneficial for her, because it allows her to do all this kind of shit and just helps the whole team a lot. You know, just she just make things happen whenever that stuff happens. So it's actually not too bad when you have the setup. So she's gonna be situational for me. She's looks like a really fun character, man. And she has really, really dope icon design, man. Holy shit. Dang, I kinda wish I kinda wanna get her now, but it's okay. It's like, I mean, it looks like a really fun character to just to play around from time to time and shit. Just, you know, screw around and like file some shit. Yeah, I think that's really about it. That is my impressions, my very first impressions off stream for Illnott. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this wonderful character impression series, because I feel like a lot of you are just here for that anyway. But yes, I love you all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit a like, subscribe, comment, papaya, whatever shit, or legs. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. So take care. Bye-bye.